Hello and welcome back to my channel Faseyha with Shyn Miss. Naming branched alkanes. We have already covered general naming of organic compounds, and under that, naming of straight chain alkanes was covered. This table shows prefix used when naming organic compounds, and the prefix represents the number of carbon atoms. Since we are naming alkanes, the suffix will be "-ane". But when naming alkanes, we have to remember that there are alkanes that can have branches attached to it. So naming them would be different from straight chain alkanes. When naming branched alkanes, it must clearly state where branches are located. Remember, the branches or alkyl groups are also named according to the number of carbon atoms, but "-yl" attached to the end. So 1 carbon atom methyl, 2 carbon atoms ethyl, and so on. There are 3 important steps to follow when naming branched alkanes. Step 1. Identify the longest carbon chain. Step 2. Number the carbon in the longest chain so that branches would get lowest number. Step 3. Identify the branch or branches. Let's look at few examples. Let's try to name this structure. Step 1. Identify the longest carbon chain. If we take this straight chain, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. Even if we start from this branch, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. So either way, it's same. So let's take this as the longest chain. Now let's look at step 2. We have to number the carbon in the longest chain so that the branches gets the lowest number. We have 2 ways to number these, from left to right or right to left. As you can see, when numbered from left to right, it gives the lowest number to the branch. Step 3. Let's identify the branch. There's only 1 carbon atom in the branch, so it's methyl. When naming, the name of the longest chain will come last, and the name of the branch and the number to which branch is attached before that. Let's name this compound. The longest carbon chain have 4 carbon atoms. So it is butane. The branch is methyl and it is attached to the second carbon. So 2-methyl. There must be a hyphen after 2. So the name of the structure is 2-methyl butane. Now remember, when naming, no capitals and line spacing. Let's take another example. Step 1. Identify the longest carbon chain. If we take this straight chain as longest carbon chain, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 carbons. If we start from this branch and number, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 carbons. If we start from this branch, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 carbons. So this straight chain can be taken as the longest chain. Now step 2. We have to number the carbon in the longest chain so that the branches gets the lowest number. We can number from left to right or right to left. As you can see, 2 branches are there. When numbered from left to right, it gives 2 and 3 to the branches. And when numbered from right to left, it gives 4 and 5 to the branches. So it will be numbered from left to right. Step 3. Let's identify the branches. There's only 1 carbon atom in both branches, so both are methyl branches. So when naming, the name of the longest chain will come last, and name of branches and the number to which branches are attached should come before that. This time both are methyl branches. It must indicate to which carbon both branches are attached. So 2 numbers will be there before the branch name. The longest carbon chain has 6 carbon atoms, so it is hexane. As there are 2 branches, it is dimethyl, and it is attached to second and third carbon, so 2, 3 dimethyl. Must have comma between the numbers and hyphen after the numbers. So the structure is 2, 3 dimethyl hexane. Now remember, when naming, no capitals and line spacing.